How's it going, Darkcord? I'm filming this really late at night, so I apologize. But it is now Morg Monday as of me uploading this. So, today, I'm going to be making pumpkin chocolate chip bread. I kept on trying to do this over, and I kept on saying pumpkin chocolate chip banana bread, but there's no banana in it. It's just that habit. But it's pumpkin chocolate chip bread, but not really a bread, it's just a bread loaf shape. So, this is what you're going to need, these kind of stuff. First off, ingredients. What you will need. I did do the metric conversions as well for all of the people outside of America because there's a lot of them in the Darkcord. So, ingredients are flour, you'll need 250 grams or 2 cups. Salt, you'll need a half teaspoon. 1 teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder. They are completely two different things. Make sure that you get them separate. In America, this is what we have is Clabber Girl and Arm & Hammer baking soda. So, those two are completely separate things. They're not the same thing. Make sure you get both because one cannot be a substitute for the other. 1 teaspoon ground cloves. That's cinnamon. There's ground cloves. Ground cinnamon, also 1 teaspoon. Ground nutmeg, also 1 teaspoon. 3/4 cup or 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter. Make sure it's softened. The best way to do it is to leave it on the counter for a little bit, probably like 20 minutes, but if you're impatient, you can probably put it in the microwave for like 5 seconds, no more than that. And if it's still not soft enough, then maybe like another 2 seconds, but I wouldn't recommend doing it in the microwave. Next thing, I said that was 170 grams. Yeah. 2 cups or 400 grams of sugar, 2 large eggs. That's not nice in England. 2 large eggs. 15 ounces or a 425 gram can of pumpkin, and it should be pure pumpkin. This is generally what you can buy here in America is the Libby's brand. I know there's an Australian website that's called American Foods or something like that. You can buy all of these American baking stuff off of. And then you're going to want 1 cup or more, it depends on what you like, 1 cup or 170 grams of chocolate chips. And because I'm making this for my family, I got the semi-sweet kind. They don't really like milk chocolate. I'm the only one that really likes milk chocolate. So that's it for the ingredients, besides cooking spray, which is just Pam here in America. I generally don't use Pam because it annoys me, so I use like parchment paper and I just cut it up to match out the pans. This recipe makes 2 loaves, so you'll need 2 pans. I ain't getting no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not getting no sleep because of me. I need to be quiet, it's late at night, but that's all you'll need for right now. Shit that you need to do, so preheat your oven to 325 degrees or 165 Celsius. Grease your 2 pans. They should be 8 inches by 4 inches. I think these are. I kind of just run with that they're 8 inches by 4 inches because they don't really have a measurement on them. In metric, that is 20 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And then a medium bowl. This is a medium bowl. Combine the flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder, cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg. That's all right here, and then you're going to whisk it together. Right, now that we have everything mixed, well, not mixed, but in the bowl, like so. 2 cups of flour, or how many ever grams that is. All of the dry ingredients, basically. It's the flour, salt, baking soda, baking powder, cloves, cinnamon, and nutmeg. You're going to whisk it with a whisk. You can also use a spatula, but I probably won't. I do like these spatulas. I got them on sale at Michael's. It's the Nerdy Numbies, but these are pretty good for like flattening out your dough when you go and put it in the pan. So what we're going to do now is move this over to the left, or right a little bit. Your left, my right. And we're gonna whisk this together pretty well. Make sure this is combined thoroughly. And I'll give it like a couple circles. I don't know, just probably like count to 20. That would probably be best. And that should be combined well enough now. There's my oven finished preheating. And then we're gonna set this aside. So now that all of that is beaten up like you beat someone's ass, we're gonna move on to mixing the wet ingredients in this bowl. It's a bigger bowl, that's all. So you want to make sure your butter is squishy and soft. I use the Kerrygold pure Irish butter because I'm Irish. Make sure it's unsalted, especially for this recipe. There's already salt in this recipe and you don't want it to be too salty. So, unsalted. All right. So you need to beat the butter, which is 3/4 of a cup, so I think 1.5 sticks, together with the sugar. And the sugar is 2 cups or 400 grams. So here's my sugar. Pure granulated sugar from the local grocery store. Where did my cup go? There's my cup. This is gonna be a very ADHD-esque episode, especially since it's late at night and my meds have worn off. So 2 cups of sugar. This has a little bit of clumps in it, which will be fine. Make sure that the cup is level. Just like shake it in the bag a little bit and then dump it out. So there's 2 cups right there. The other stick you can use, or half a stick you can use to grease the pans. I'm not going to. I'm going to use Pam spray because I don't want to grease the pans and flour them. So I'm going to use Pam spray, but you put your softened butter. Make sure it's softened. It needs to be sitting on your kitchen counter for a little bit, whatever you want to call it. So it's a stick and a half into the sugar. And then we're gonna mix it from there with an electric mixer. If it could get in the fucking bowl, please. So what's happening now is I got the butter. You can kind of see it out of the top of the bowl. The butter and the sugar in a bowl, and we're gonna combine them as I'm starting to clean up and grab the directions. We're gonna start to combine them on medium until it's blended. My mixer is also extremely fucking old. I think it's like 25 years old, which is older than me. Oh, that sounds mean though, because like there's some people in the dark web that are over 25. That just sounds mean. So we're going to mix together the butter and the sugar on a medium speed. This only has 3 speeds, which is 1, 2, and 3, so it'll be on 2nd speed. So there's that. Get it set up. I probably should have prepared this before, but you know what? Whatever. We're going to do this together, and if you see me fuck up, then you can laugh. All right? Sometimes you don't have enough time to wash off your hands. So, electric mixer in bowl, medium speed. So now that you've seen me mixing that all together, what we're going to do now is we're going to get the rest of this butter and sugar mixture out of the electric whisks, because all of it needs to be fully combined. Where's my sauce spatula? Found it. So like, just push it out of the spatula. Do what you do with the spatula, not with or out of the spatula. I don't know what I said. Either way, butter mixture needs to be in the bowl. So unsalted butter and sugar does not taste good together. Would not recommend eating it. Go ahead and try it if you want to. I'm not going to stop you, but would not recommend it. So after that is in the bowl, you're going to get your 2 eggs next. I should stop doing that because it's a bad thing in England apparently. Get your 2 eggs next, and you're going to add them in one at a time and beat them until they're well beaten in and also light and fluffy. Once it's done, should look light and fluffy, kind of like that. I should probably mix it just like a teeny bit more, but at this point, honestly, I think it'll be fine. So next is beat in the pumpkin. Don't want to cut myself. Ooh, that pumpkin tastes good. Since I was using my spatula, I'm gonna wipe it off. I mean, it doesn't really matter because this is going in it, but whole can of pumpkin goes in. It smells like canned vegetables. I mean, I guess it is, but like, it smells like weird canned vegetables. Like green beans or something, I don't know. Get as much of it in the bowl as you can. With rubber spatula, it's a little bit easier to grab because, you know, it's rubber and it bends. It's pretty pliable, flexible, whatever you want to go with. I'm just extremely terrified of cutting my finger open on this fucking can. And I don't think anyone is around to help me. So that went in the sink. I'll deal with that later. And then we're going to beat this together. And then we'll add the flour mixture in on low. And after that, it will go into the greased up pans and into the oven. And then cook, and we'll be done. So now that you just saw me being a complete and utter idiot on that time lapse, we're going to add in this flour mixture next. You're supposed to mix it with an electric beater, but I'm getting tired of the electric beater. So I'm going to just mix it by hand, which honestly works better for me because I can control it a little bit better. And I like controlling when I'm baking. I'm not like a control freak or anything, but don't add it all in at once. Do it like maybe a third at a time. So now that that's getting mixed in, you can use like an electric mixer if you have like a KitchenAid stand mixer, whatever you want to do. I don't have KitchenAid because they're like $500 and I don't have that kind of money. Even though I really enjoy cooking, it would be worth it, but that's one thing I don't have. And so far, this batter is really good because I keep on licking my thumb and I'm digging it. And after we get the flour in, at this point, we would put in the chocolate chips, how much ever you want. I'm going to do about 1 to 1.5 cups, which is about 170 grams. So 170 plus 135. 35. I'm dumb. It's gonna be about 205 grams of semi-sweet chocolate chips, or whatever chocolate chips you can find. So now that you have your batter mixture ready, should look like this. It kind of looks like a cake batter, kind of feels like a cake batter. That's what it should be like. Gonna take your chocolate chips, and then you're gonna fold them. And if you don't know how to fold, I will teach you here in a second, but you're gonna fold them into the batter. You don't want to mix it up with a mixer. So let's go with 1 cup. And another half of that in there. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your spatula, scrape around the side, plop it over in the center. And you're gonna do that over and over until it's incorporated. Also, I think it goes without saying, I'm being dumb and eating the raw batter. Don't do that, because like you can get salmonella. In my 20 years of life, I've yet to get salmonella, but is it salmonella or salmonella? Fuck if I know. But fold your chocolate chips in. Then after that, we're gonna divide it into your greased up pans, and that will bake. And one baking is going to take between 65 to 75 minutes, so about an hour. So after just watching that time lapse of me put it into the pans are already greased. Pretty sure I showed that. But these will go, if your oven has like 3 racks, it'll go in the middle one. I don't think mine has 3 racks. Yeah, it does not. So we're going to put it on the top one. So those will go into your preheated oven at the temperature you preheated it for. Should be 325 Fahrenheit. And then after that, you leave them for about an hour and a half. 65 to 75 minutes. So about an hour. And generally, as a baker or a cook, or anytime you're in the kitchen, you should clean as you go. But I'm going to finish cleaning up what I have to finish cleaning up. And then I'll see y'all back here in about an hour. Okay, so my timer just went off to get the pumpkin bread out. So it was about 65 minutes I put it in for. When you are getting your pumpkin breads out of the oven, please be very careful. Don't burn yourself. And how you're going to want to do this, let me set my phone down real quick. I set them on a heat-resistant surface that can stand the heat of the oven. I'm going to turn off the oven. That's really important that you do that. And what we're going to do now is wait for them to cool. This is what they look like. This is a different recipe than I usually use, so they look a little different from what I'm used to. But I'm going to take a chopstick or whatever you want to use, long toothpick, I don't know. It's basically a long toothpick. It's loose on the sides, which is pretty good. Cracked on the top. Stick it in the middle. Pull it back out. And besides the chocolate, you shouldn't be able to see anything on the chopstick. So those are done. And that's it for tonight. So, pretty good. That is it for the pumpkin bread tutorial from me, Morg. Yeah, kind of hope you can't hear the music in the background because I'm listening to Joji and that's copyrighted music. So yeah, let those cool in the pan for 10 minutes and take them out of the pan, let them cool on a wire rack, or you can continue to let them cool in the pan, whatever you want to do. I don't give a fuck. But that's it. That's how to make pumpkin chocolate chip bread. So like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. And I will see y'all next Monday. Bye.